This is Indie Business Podcast, episode 79. Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Indie Business Podcast. I'm your host, entrepreneur, mentor, and coach, Donna Maria, the founder and CEO of Indie Business. My goal is to help you build a solid business foundation, increase your income, and use your business to create the life you love. In this episode, I interview Patricia Nizalowski of Green Valley Herbal in Grand Junction, Colorado. Patricia purchased her business from the previous owner and quickly discovered that lots of money was being lost due to incorrect product pricing. You'll hear her talk about how she tackled this issue and what to look for in a company if you're interested in purchasing it. You can get a summary for this episode at indiebusinessnetwork.com/79. This episode of Indie Business Podcast is brought to you by the Indie Business School, a virtual learning experience for makers by makers to help you learn new skills to grow your creative business. Take your next class at indiebusinessschool.com. And now let's welcome Patricia Nizalowski of Green Valley Herbal in Grand Junction, Colorado. Patricia Nizalowski of Green Valley Herbal in Grand Junction, Colorado. Welcome to Indie Business Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Donna Maria. And I wanted to thank you so much for everything that you've done with this awesome community of the Indie Business Network. It is such a pleasure to be a part of it. And I'm a fairly new member, actually. I've just joined last year.
Oh, well, even more exciting. Well, welcome, double welcome. And I'm really excited to get a chance to meet you and share your brand and things that you're doing and all the fun behind the scenes look at Green Valley Herbal. So Patricia, tell us a little bit, if you would, about how you started your business.
Sure. Well, I had actually been familiar with Green Valley Herbal. It actually started in 1998, and I had met the owner that had founded the company. She was actually a vendor for a direct sales company that I was involved with. I was a regional field manager for a company called Warm Spirit. So she had made herb teas and lip balms and things like that. So I was already familiar with the company. Being a massage therapist, I had been ordering those products since then. So probably 20 years, I have been already using Green Valley Herbal products. I was approached a couple of years ago by the current owner to purchase the company. So I decided that after being a massage therapist for 30 years, it was a great opportunity for me to then share some of the love that I have for natural skincare and body care, aromatherapy, herb teas with others. So I purchased the company, and I've been enjoying making and handcrafting fantastic products since then.
Now, Patricia, I'm so interested and intrigued that you bought this company. Tell us a little bit about what that process was like. Like when you first were approached, were you shocked? Like, did you say yes right away? Like, what was that process like for you?
Well, internally, I actually operate quite a bit from my intuition and my heart. I actually knew that it was an amazing opportunity that was given to me, basically crossed my path. So I was, to be honest, a little stressed about the financial investment. I actually searched out some funding, and I wasn't very successful in finding it. So I actually decided to just dig into an investment that I had and actually buy the company. The current owner had offered me a down payment and then a no interest monthly payment. And I thought, well, okay, it's not going to get too much better than that. So I decided to say yes. And actually, I have the company paid off this in a few months. So I'm very happy about that. It was a stretch. But however, I knew that it was the right thing to do. And I've never
Congratulations.
thank you.
Like, especially on, having it paid off in a couple of months. That's awesome. So in hindsight, you're glad you didn't get funding and you went with an arrangement with the seller.
Oh my gosh, it was, yes, they have definitely, they were very eager to sell, and I was the right person to purchase. They had actually approached to others, and I really was a good fit for them because I did know the company better than anyone who had had no experience with it before. I knew the founder. I had a great relationship with her. I still do, actually. I talk to her on a regular basis. So it's really been a win-win. And she's very thrilled, the founder of the company, that I'm actually now taking charge of it.
So she's a resource for you sometimes if you have questions that, are sort of the answers are kind of embedded in the history of the company and you may not know them. Does she help you with some of those things that you
Oh,
need to know?
absolutely. She is just
That's great.
she's a fabulous resource. She formulated the recipes. She understands, what they
Mm.
do, and I, was fairly new to formulating. So she has been a fabulous resource, and a very very, very grateful for her participation and being available to me.
It sounds like a business match made in heaven. It really does. And those don't come
Great.
along too often. So good for you. So what are a couple of things you would tell someone who's been approached to buy a company, or they've been, there's an offer on the table? What are some of the most important things, Patricia, that you felt you had to consider to make sure that you were making the best investment possible for yourself and your future?
Well, I have to say that, obviously knowing the company, having a relationship with the company, I'll add a point about the fact that the company was actually what I would call distressed when I purchased it. The couple that was running it were not, they really didn't have the knowledge about oils and things like that, the inventories and things. I took them for face value. And as I started getting into things, realizing that there were concerns that I had to immediately um, look into, like pricing. So I had to basically go through everything, determining prices of things, costs of ingredients, and such. And they were quite off, unfortunately. So I didn't know this as much when I purchased the company, and I
Mm.
have to say I could have maybe looked further, but not having known what to look for at that point, I didn't know that that was something I should have looked for. So I've been transforming this company, and with a lot of love and with a lot of energy and with my heart, and it's coming forward, and I'm very, very happy about that.
Trial by fire there, right? So,
Yes.
well, entrepreneurs, it's kind of what we do. We take some risks, and it sounds like, obviously, no matter whether you buy a business or start one, there is a risk, but you or several risks, but it sounds like things are working out, and that's very exciting. And thank you for that tip too. A lot of times when we think about buying a business, we obviously think about the value of the business and what's the profit margin, and all those things are super important. But no matter what you find there, whether it's good or bad, you have to find the reasons for it, right? Why are the profits so great or not? And then you're the one that's buying it. So you have to either fix the problem or you have to continue what's good. And that means you have to know what those things are. And you figured it out after the fact, which is very brave. So when you found that the pricing wasn't what you expected it to be, like, what did you do? Did you like hire somebody to help you with the pricing, or did you just revamp everything? Because it sounds like if the pricing was off, then they weren't making a good profit on each individual product. Is that right?
It is absolutely correct. They actually, in some cases, were giving things away. And you know what? The light went on for me as I was making our scalp and hair oil. And it is jam packed with essential oils. And I'm measuring the oils and I'm putting them in and I'm going, and we're selling this for whatever it was, $6.95,
Right,
$7.95.
right.
I'm like,
Oh my
no
gosh, that sounds
way.
low, and I don't even know how big the container is.
I'm like, no way. Oh, and it was a 4 ounce. And so what I had to do is
I'll take that.
yeah, I know. What a deal. So I actually standardized packaging and downsized quite a few of the product sizes to sometimes help the price
Hmm.
stay the same or close to being the same. And some things really just had to go up because that's just the honest truth of it. I actually, fortunately, my boyfriend retired at the same time that I purchased the company and agreed to, and I remind him about that, to help me with the business. So
Yes,
he
yes.
actually
By the way, dear.
it did say that. So he did help me set up the Excel spreadsheets for each product and go through the vendors and look up, every price of every ingredient, the packaging and such. And we're in the almost, I'd say, three-quarters of the way through of the relabeling, rebranding process, which is lovely. The color that I chose for my logo, I call Tibetan turquoise. So for me, it's a color that actually is alive. It to me, it speaks to me. So I love looking at my products and seeing the colors that I've chosen. That's probably been
Mhm.
one of the most fun things that
Well,
I've
it's
done.
so interesting that you bought this business, and yet it seems so much a part of who you are. And it seems like it's really, really super close to your heart. Tell us, Patricia, if you would, like, what's a typical day like for you working at Green Valley Herbal?
Well, honestly, I'm in the process of being a massage therapist as well. So it's been a bit of a seesaw. So I may do 3 hours of massage therapy, and then I'm obviously getting to emails. I'm creating orders. I'm checking in with clients, customers, and that making things, ordering things, creating more labels, getting the website updated.
Do you have like
um,
a system that you use? Like, is Monday massage therapy day, and Tuesday is, administration day, and Wednesday is making day? Like, how do you divide all that up into like a system that I guess sort of keeps you I don't know, from being on the seesaw all the time?
right, well, yeah, and the seesaw, a lot of it is going from one business to another, because both of them really do take a lot of energy and focus. And I go basically, get my massages done, and then in the meantime, as I have breaks between, I'm checking emails and always checking emails first thing in the
Hmm.
morning, and
Hmm.
keeping with my communications. And then generally it's later, after I finish my massages, that I'm making lotions, aromatherapy mists, we're blending teas, we work on the weekends as well. It's mostly a 7 day a week commitment at this point, which is, I love being here, so it's
Yeah.
actually quite a pleasure.
Is it like not really work for you?
It's fun. It is so fun.
It's
My
fun
room
work then.
that I make my products in is called the Mixology Fun Room.
Oh, the
And
fun room. Okay.
it's the fun
Excellent.
room. It's the Mixology Fun Room. That's where we make things. And I love to go there because I have scents, there may be a little herbal scent or a little essential oil or something is always smelling good in there. So
That's
I
great. It's
actually
great when you can work and love it so much that you want to do it
absolutely.
7 days a week. That's really great. So tell us a little bit, Patricia, about your background. Like, you are a massage therapist. You obviously, your business is all about aromatherapy and the essential oils. Have you studied aromatherapy? Tell us like a little bit about that.
Sure, sure. I've been interested and involved in natural health and wellness for over 30 years. Been a massage therapist, it'll be 33 years. this year, 2021. So I've very much been committed to being healthy on many levels, mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, and sharing that love of wellness with others, and uplifting people in the process. I became a health coach several years ago, and I always weave that into everything that I do. I've taken, classes on all kinds of things. I've learned by doing and feeling, because I am such a tactile person. I learn every day. I mean, purchasing this company has been such a mind expanding experience for me. Massage therapy, I'm always learning, and helping people. And I found that with Green Valley Herbal, I can extend that love and healing to others by when I make my products. I actually focus like I do in my massage, and my intention is one of healing and love. And I feel that really infuses that energy into the products that I
I
can
agree.
provide for.
Yeah, it's so nice when something is made with that kind of intention, and it really does make a difference. It's kind of hard to describe to people who don't understand it. But I think that's one reason why handmade and artisan made is so, on fire, because consumers really do realize that. So, Patricia, how do you market your products and your massage therapy services?
Sure. Well, my massage therapy practice is very good. I mean, it's been affected somewhat, obviously, with COVID. Um, and I have a good network for my massage therapy business. My practice is good. Several of my clients actually purchase Green Valley Herbal products. I have everything in a suite here: my studio, my mixology fun room, my office, my shelf with a display of products. I don't quote have a store, but I'm here available for curbside. People will come and place an order, and I'll meet them outside. I'm not open, with the door open kind of thing. As far as Green Valley Herbal, because it's a 20+ year business, I do have a database. Things have evolved quite a lot, in the last 20 years, from, the founder going to a store and saying, "Hi, you want to carry my herb
Mhm.
teas?" Things are so much different now in terms of marketing, and I
Yeah,
have to say I'm just so happy with the resources of the Indie Business Network, because I that is an area that I truly know that I want to develop. Right now, I've been doing the internal work, having the products
hmm,
standardized, labeled, packaged.
right.
There were many kinds of packages and labels. And I wanted to do the internal work first, work on the website and make it, beautiful. And I'm going to use the resources from Indie Business Network for sure to get out. I did listen to the podcast class last month, and that was fabulous. And I'm getting to the point where I'm ready to do that. So basically, what I do is I do some Mailchimp email campaigns for things like holidays and new products that are coming out, new releases, and then I also do direct emails to some of my
Oh,
email lists.
great.
I do wholesale and retail, private
Hmm.
label. So
I
actually,
noticed that. Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
yeah,
Because that's super, like, because you have different income streams for your product. But I want to pause on something that you're saying that's super interesting to me, Patricia. And that is that you're approaching this in a very organized way. Even though you're super excited about your business, it sounds like you're resisting perhaps what some people have, which is I call sort of the urge to put the cart before the horse and get out there and start pounding the marketing pavement before everything looks the way you want it to look. Because when you start marketing, it actually just reflects and enlarges what's going on behind the scenes. And if you're not organized and ready behind the scenes, then the marketing doesn't do you much good. Is that kind of what you're saying, that you wanted to make sure you had certain things in place so that your marketing reflected something that was more evolved than it is at the current moment?
Absolutely. That is so true, Donna Maria. I feel that in my business, the look, the feel, the quality, the way that it's presented, the way that it's made is so very important, that is a reflection of me as the business owner. And this is me. This is who I am. I love the products. These are what I call the wise woman recipes. I mean, they came from two grandmothers. So I feel like it's almost I don't know what you want to use a corny word, but sacred in a way. I respect the
Oh
rest.
no, not corny at all.
I respect the foundation of the company, and I want to carry that tradition, you know.
I appreciate that. And I'm really glad that we touched upon this, even though it wasn't a part of our planned discussion, because so many makers and new entrepreneurs are so excited and just really enthusiastic about getting out there and talking about what they have to offer before that. I guess I call it in my indie method, you have the emerge phase and then you have the engage phase. And so in order to engage well, you have to emerge well first. And it sounds like that is what you're taking the time to do.
It's a
And
birth, it's a
yeah,
birth.
yeah.
You have to hold that birth, that your business from birthing until the world is ready, or the environment is
Right,
ready.
right.
I so agree with you.
Right. And so one of the things on the opposite end of the spectrum too that we have to make sure we don't do is like overanalyze and like wait until it's so perfect that it takes 100 years. I'm not saying you're doing that, but that is something that I know sometimes I struggle with. Like I want it to be so perfect that I never actually get it out the door. So do you have like a time frame that you're thinking or do you have like a specific list of things that will once those things are checked off, Patricia, that you feel like, okay, now I'm ready to go like to the next stage?
Absolutely. I actually have created a marketing plan with my daughter. So this is a very organic operation. We have me, my boyfriend, and my daughter, and actually my other daughter, who helps me via, she doesn't live here, but it's a very organic operation here. I am My goal for really, really putting the word out is when my website is exactly though the words are how they need to be and the labels are where they need to be, and that at that point I've got the products and the recipes at that point, and we're very close to that. We just completed all of our herbal teas, which was it took a bit to get that done as far as the labeling and things like that. So that's when it's going to happen, and we're very close to that.
I'm
So
excited for you. So,
yeah.
and I love the family business element too. So you said there's there's your boyfriend, your
Uh-huh.
daughter, and your other daughter. So
Yeah,
give us
my
an overview of like what does everybody do?
Yes, yes. It's a kind of a need basis. So my boyfriend basically helps me. He makes the teas. So what I do is I hand blend, and then we have a tea bagging machine, and he runs that. And so he helps when I have orders for teas, and then he also helps me with getting some of the labels finished, and then the spreadsheets. So a little more of the tech type stuff. And then my daughter, she has been helping with creating a marketing plan, as she's a writer. So we sat down and we made a list of the local, because I really want to start more locally, and get into some of our local stores and things like that. I've got natural baby products, and I want to go to there's a store on Main Street called the Colorado Baby, and then there's also a birthing center. So things like that, the
All
natural.
right.
product.
Shout out to Colorado baby. Here's your pitch, right?
You
we
better
might we might have to we might have to tag them when we share this. Oh, by the way, I'm sure it's a fantastic store.
yes.
Yes, and wonderful. So, this organic kind of growth and everything is just really so exciting. How do you or I love organic, and obviously we have handmade products, and so there is with like essential oils and stuff is so exciting. How do you keep in your mind straight about which products you're going to offer? Like, how do you decide what you want to have in your line? Because I notice at your website that you do have some really cool sets and different sorts of things. And how do you decide which of them like are worthy of being in your line? Because I see you have several categories, like there's herbal teas, massage oils, there's balms, aromatherapy mists. How do you decide, Patricia, what is good enough to be in your line so that you keep it like organized? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. Actually, when I purchased the business, they had two lines of products. They had the more organic and then the kind of more basic. And I immediately merged, two lanes into one, which is the mainly organic products. Um,
Please simplified. That's really great. Like,
yes,
they weren't just losing money on one line, they were losing money on two lines. So
it was interesting. It was interesting. And so, yes,
Mhm.
I've taken as many organic ingredients as is reasonable to purchase,
Right.
depending on availability and obviously cost. I, um,
Mhm.
I find that I had a really nice coaching session with a lady from Energize, Colorado,
Mhm.
a business coach, and she suggested, you have a lot of stuff. You might want to consider carrying less things, and her suggestion was like, decide this or that, and I'm like, well, no, I can't let go of the teas, and I can't let go of this and that. So I did make some decisions based on what was selling and what was not selling, and things like
Well, that's
the
good.
yeah, the scrubs and the bath salts. I actually did decide to discontinue those, and just let certain things go. But there were so many jewels that I discovered, Donna Maria, that I had to let those emerge, like Bliss. I mean, Bliss is such a fantastic aromatherapy blend. It's citrus, it's lavender, and it's rosewood. It is so, so nice. And they were doing was a lotion. And I said, you know what? I make aromatherapy mist, I make body wash, I do after shower oil, lotion, massage oil. Why don't I just create a set? So that was just the light went on, and I said, I need to showcase this because it's so amazing. The lotion has infused calendula hemp oil, which is so, so moisturizing and so nice on the skin. I just thought, that's a great foundation. Why don't I just build on that? So I have
Yeah.
actually going to be adding more collections as time goes on.
Oh, wow. You are busy. Okay. I don't know. We need another day for you. You said you were working 7 days. I think we might need an eighth
I do.
for you. So do you find that sometimes, like, do you do custom blends for your massage therapy clients and then create a product for them to match that and maybe offer it for sale to them? Is that one of the things that you do by any chance?
No, have not done that yet. I do have in my private label customers, I do blend specific herb teas. It's actually a couple of holistic physicians have certain medicinal blends that they ask for me to make and that they serve them in their offices to their patients. So I do custom blends of teas based on the recipes that I have from them. And I actually just have an opportunity that I'm just getting into right now to blend an essential oil blend based on a recipe from a couple of aromatherapists, and
Oh,
they
that's
want to make
great.
like a roll-on,
Yeah.
sort of product. So actually, I just finalized that yesterday. So it's really an exciting time right now at Green
It
Valley Herbal.
is. It is. And so the private label, so I'm looking at the herbal teas on your website at greenvalleyherbal.com. And so you're saying that the doctor's offices have a blend or they have a recipe already and they
They
come
have
to you and they want you to make it.
correct. Yeah, they have
So
their own recipe. Hmm.
yeah, that's great. And so then you have this aromatherapy company that's doing something similar with essential oil blends. So Patricia, how does that private label work? Like if I wanted a blend from you for the Donna Maria blend, like what would I need to do to come to you and get that? Like how is that set up to work for you?
Well, honestly, this was my first one that because this is the first opportunity that I've had with this company. It actually came through networking. So another one of my customers who I make a specific oil for her, a massage oil, and she evidently has a connection with these other people and said that she would recommend me to do this blend for them. So basically what they've sent me is how much in the percentage wise they want to have of their essential oils in their carrier oil. And they are going to be actually sending me the oils because these are not oils that I normally carry. And I learned that through finding a lot of inventory when I bought the company of things that were sitting
Stuff
there,
sitting on a shelf, right?
packaging and ingredients that weren't used in any of our products. So I don't actually purchase ingredients that I don't use in my own products for private label, and I don't purchase packaging for my customers who are private label if it's not something that I use. So that was a learning process there. So
So they're sending you oils, but you're doing the blend.
I'm doing the blend, correct. And they're actually, there's a process for tweaking as well. So once I make these bottles for them, send them the bottles, they're going to decide if they need, another drop of this essential oil or another 4 drops of that essential oil. So it's actually a really cool process because what I do is I measure drops, of each essential oil because each essential oil is going to be a different thickness. So you can't just say 1 or 2 or 15 drops. You have to know each essential oil, how many drops are in an ounce, for example. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about this process and this project.
That's really interesting. So when I see your website, I see that you do have private label. You
Yes.
also have wholesale. So how does that work? Like if I have a store, how have you set that up?
Right. I have actually set that up, and mainly they have been customers that have come with the company, and they generally order a minimum, of certain products, but they are products that I already have in my repertoire. So during COVID, I actually relaxed some of my minimums because of the fact that, every business was affected in some
Ah,
way.
right.
So I did actually relax that
Well,
in,
that was nice of you.
well, that's
I
what I
mean,
do.
it was. I mean, everybody's had to do something different for COVID.
Yeah.
Like pretty much everyone, especially if you sell products and ship things. So tell us, since you mentioned the pandemic, how have you, like, you buy a business and then bam, a pandemic? Like how does that what sorts of pivoting and changes in addition to what you just mentioned have you done in order to accommodate the pandemic and the situation that we're in so you can continue to be growing your business?
Well, yes, exactly. The one that I just mentioned was that um, not, having as much of a minimum for purchasing for my wholesale customers. I actually really, it was a year since I bought. It's been 2 years now since I bought the business, so it was actually I had a year of working and digging out, is what I call it, to get to where I could actually see the light and know where I needed to go with it all. But I really had to get into the business to determine that. And I feel really lucky that I bought an online business. I feel so blessed that this opportunity came to me. because my massage therapy practice has, been hugely affected by COVID, So I feel that it's, in a way, yeah, I feel very lucky to have had the opportunity to purchase Green Valley Herbal.
It sounds like, yeah, it sounds like in terms of timing, it couldn't have been that much better.
Right.
2 years is just, it's still not a long time, but you've
Mm.
come such a long way. So what, what percent like retail, wholesale, and private label? And do you do shows at all or do you plan to?
I when I was with Warm Spirit in the 90s and the early 2000s, I did a lot of shows, and I'm not a big fan of shows. I love meeting people. I absolutely love it. It's the hauling of things and
Oh,
my
that's so
natural
funny. I'm the
product.
same way. I
It's
love to go to the shows and spend all my money though, but
yes, I love that.
such
It's
a
the
fan of
hauling
setting
part.
up.
It's the hauling
Yeah.
part that you
Yeah.
know, I'm not really much into. So I'm not really. I've done them for years. I really enjoyed it, and with natural products especially, I've had outdoor shows where, with Warm Spirit anyway, the body butters are melting, and things like that. It's a little stressful. I had a tent blow down. I mean, I
Oh my
just
goodness.
for
Yes.
myself. Yeah, but I've been to lots and lots and all over the country because I was a regional
Yeah.
manager. I was actually teaching and consultants how to do shows, going out and talking to people. And I really love that part about it, but there's the other part that I really haven't felt as much into doing. So,
So wholesale, retail, direct to consumers on your website, on the
yes.
internet, and also private label. So if you were to divide up those income streams in terms of percentages as a snapshot right now,
Mhm.
what percentage would you say each one of those is to the overall whole
Right.
in your business?
Yeah. I would say that private label is about 50%. Wholesale probably 20 and 30% retail.
And is that a mix that you like?
I really do like I like the wholesale a lot. I mean, I love retail. But I'm realizing that I like to reach out more volume. And,
Right,
at
right.
first, yeah, at first my mind's like, well, I'm not going to get that much, but blah, blah, blah. And then, the light went on and I said, oh, yes, I can actually create more volume and get more products out with wholesale and private labeling. So that's actually what I'd like to do a lot more of.
And Patricia, what is your best-selling product right now? And I know it probably varies by the season and so forth, but like right now, what is the one that's really super hot?
It is formerly called Working Hands Therapy. It's a wonderful emollient hand cream. It is so nice. And I actually have just renamed it Washing Hands Therapy Cream because what are we all doing? Washing our hands a million times a day. So the Washing Hands Therapy, I just created this lovely for another networking group that I'm in called the Girlfriends Goddess Network. I created the Goddess Aromatherapy Mist Collection, which includes Awaken, Bliss, and Tension Tonic. So it's actually three essential oil blend aromatherapy mists. And with so many people spending a million hours at their computer, these blends are so nice. Awaken is uplifting. Bliss is
Mm,
like I was talking about earlier.
hmm
Citrus and rosewood and lavender, tension tonic,
hmm
lavender and rosemary. I mean,
This
it's just
sounds
so
fantastic.
yes,
So
it's so
I love what you're saying. Like, this is so interesting to me. You have working hands therapy, and I love that you paid attention to what's happening in the marketplace. You've made a slight tweak to the product by changing the name so you can market it in a slightly different way, but it's the same product. And then similarly, you're a part of a networking group and I guess you spend time with them, whether it's online or off, and you see what their needs are, and you created a product based on what you thought they would buy.
correct.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so like take notice of this, everyone who's listening, because I mean, I don't know if this was intentional, but you probably know this, Patricia. Most of us, as new entrepreneurs, when we are new entrepreneurs, we tend to create what we like, and then we go out and we search for the audience for it. But what you did, at least with regard to the Goddess Network, is you went out and saw the market and the hole in the market and something that needed to be filled, and then you created the product for that instead of the other way around, which is how it should be done. Hand clap, like I need a hand clap machine in here. Because I hope people are listening, because it's not a subtle point, but I think it's subtle for new entrepreneurs, because we all think that, well, everybody needs a hand cream. Everyone needs a hand cream. And that's true. Like pretty much everybody needs some kind of hand cream at some point in their lives. But what you did was you created and renamed something that you already had, washing hands therapy. And so now it's more niche and it's more specific, and you can market it in a much more specific way.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited about that, because those things are, both of them are such good lessons for all of us to remember. And I've talked with a couple of other people who've done similar things, instead of selling just lotion, like sell the lotion that you need because you're dumping hand sanitizer all over yourself every day.
Right.
Nice. Okay, so that washing hands therapy, we'll have to check that out. I'm looking at it. Actually, the picture I see right now still
It's
says
working.
working hands,
It
but
is. It's not there yet.
we're going to change that up maybe by the time we get out. So whichever one you guys are listening, you can check it out at the website here. And I love the fact that it's got shea butter and cocoa butter in it. And I totally love both. And you have an unscented and a scented version.
Correct. Yes.
So are all of your products, if they are scented, are they all 100% scented with essential oils, or do you use fragrance oils as well?
Mainly, I use essential oils, Donna Maria, and that was another thing that when I purchased the company, there was a lot of different fragrance oils that were being used, and I've pretty much pared them down to the most popular, which is pomegranate. People like the pomegranate lotion, the after shower oil,
Hmm.
the they like that scent. And so I do have the pomegranate fragrance oil, and there's one other lotion that I'm reformulating a little bit. It's called Fiona, but I don't have it available right now. It's kind of like a citrus spicy a little bit, and I actually couldn't get the fragrance oil that they had used for years and years anymore, so I had to go out and find something that I thought would work. So I'm now just kind of field testing it. So I send products out to people and say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And then I get the feedback, and then I make decisions. Again, kind of trusting my own intuition, but I ask for people's feedback for sure.
That's super smart, super smart. So, Patricia, as we close out here, I have a question for you. What is your advice to anybody that is interested in starting a business of their own, but they don't want to start from scratch? They would like to start with something that they can buy, that where the infrastructure, or at least some of the product line and so forth, is already created and in place. What's your advice for someone in that position that would like to do that?
I would say, for me, I had such a trust of this company. It was easy. So I think, trying the products, finding out, how the recipes are with the availability of your ingredients. Certain things like essential oils are costing through the roof. Like sandalwood right now. So I've been looking at what in my recipes, how the cost of the ingredients are moving in the market. So
Mhm.
everything's not stagnant. You have to kind of evolve and know that I have 20 plus year recipes, so I've had to evolve from that.
Right.
And some ingredients are much harder to find now. So I would say, you know, uh, really find out if you use and love the products. And to me, that was what made my decision completely, by loving this company for as long as I have, and
Was it
loving.
like a surprise to you that she was interested in selling, or did you kind of see, because you knew her, did you kind of see some signs that maybe, she might be interested in not doing that anymore?
Actually, I didn't know. This was not the original owner. This was the third owner of the
Hmm.
company.
Hmm.
So I really didn't know. It really just came out of the blue. And,
Wow.
I always start my day with gratitude and light, and knowing that's going to be an amazing day. And I just think that was just the gift of the day.
Oh, good for you. What a great way to start the day, and a great recommendation for all of us to start our days. I'm so excited for you that this did, come your way. But, I think that you knew this person for a long time. She trusted you. It sounds like unknowingly, all of the intention and everything was being laid for years in advance for this moment to come for you. And it's very exciting to see it happen. And I know you're thrilled. And so are we, because now we get to benefit from all these great products and massages that you're offering. So we're gonna let everybody know to check you out at greenvalleyherbal.com. You're also on Facebook, where we can connect with you there as well. And if you're looking for some great aromatherapy products in the Colorado Grand Junction area, we've got somebody who's interested in serving you, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, good. Well, Patricia, thank you so much for joining us today. We look forward to learning more and watching you grow, and so excited to be able to share all the tips that you shared with us today. Have a good one.
Thank you for having me, Donna Maria.
My pleasure. Bye now.
Bye.
Well, I hope this episode of Indie Business Podcast left you inspired, motivated, and excited about the future of your small business. Let's quickly review a few of the most significant business insights Patricia and I discussed today. First, about buying a business. Patricia didn't know what to look for as the potential buyer of a company, but she had a passion for the brand, so much so that she didn't want to pass up the opportunity. She's happy with her decision as she looks back on it, but one of the issues she's having trouble sorting through is a full restructuring of the company's product pricing by doing such things as raising prices, standardizing packaging, and in some instances, keeping the same price but decreasing the product size. It's a massive undertaking. Costs and product pricing are two of the important things you'll want to investigate in advance if you're considering buying a business. Number two, filling a market need. Patricia's experience highlights the importance of aiming your products at specific marketplace needs. For example, her working hands product became the washing hands product as the pandemic came along and created additional demand for moisturizers as people washed their hands more in the wake of COVID-19. She was able to rename an existing product to accommodate increased marketplace demand. That's a great lesson. I wonder if you can do anything like that in your business. And if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, I hope you'll do me the honor of rating it. I love to know what you think, and it helps me so much to know that you appreciate the amazing people and stories featured on this podcast. You can also share episodes from my blog at indiebusiness.com to your favorite social media outlets. I will see you on the next episode of the Indie Business Podcast. In the meantime, do it with me and say it with me. Enjoy your life, build your business, and have your way.